we will only need our small Pilates ball. You can use a 6-inch, 8-inch, 10-inch, any of those sizes. If you're using a larger one, when we put it underneath the breastbone, maybe just bring it a little higher, unless you've got great extension. This one seems a little small, but it's workable. Find your feet in parallel sits bones, relax the shoulders away, gently draw the abdominals in, and just start, that rocking back and forth. I'm just rolling those shoulders, nice strong connected zipper, and we're just going to start some circles with the arms. So leaving the feet kind of connected to the floor. Inhale, lift the heart, switch at the top. Exhale, as you come down, start to round just the upper thoracic and cervical. Inhale, lift up, maybe a little extension starting. Exhale, let's get deeper as we go. And again, inhale, come up. And exhale even deeper. See if you can reach that ball behind your legs and then bring it up and then switch the directions of your circle. Not that it really makes a difference, but go ahead and switch it. Bring it down. So now you're going behind. Inhale, lifting the heart at the top. Exhale, bringing it all the way down. So I'm going to heel toe wider in my stance so that I can get a little deeper. So I've kind of gone shoulder width. On this last one, all the way down to the bottom, grab that ball behind your legs, press the legs towards straight, and then bend them down. So it's just a little press, not a massive one. Inhale, exhale. You are in a rounded spine. And then slowly bring that all the way back to the top again. Big inhale at the top. As we come around this time, fold forward and slide that into your belly. So push it into just above the pubic bone and think of kind of lifting and folding around the ball. I've brought myself closer into parallel sits, and I'm just going to let my arms dangle and form the ball around my spine. So I've got deep flexion here. In this position, if you can, let your hands dangle, squat a little deeper, and think of, instead of taking your bum out to the side, drop your tailbone heavy and then round the spine. Push the air into your back breath here, you guys. So we're in that C. Really big inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth and think of drawing the abdominals up off the ball in theory. One more time. And as you exhale, grab that ball carefully. Slowly stack to tall. Reach the arms, keeping your elbows tucked in. Go ahead and draw them behind you. Tuck your elbows in towards your head a little bit, and then push the ball into your headline. Lift your heart, and then bring it back to center. Inhale, extension through thoracic and cervical. Lift the heart, and back to center. Let's do it 2 more times, guys. Inhale, lift, open your chest. Bring it back. 1 more time. So lumbar is staying into neutral. Everything else is extending up. And then reach that. And this time we're going to curl all the way to the floor. Round it. I've widened my stance even more. Pressing the ball into the ground. I'm going to push the legs towards straight, looking through my legs, dangling my neck, and then bending down. So I'm just going to alternate between extending the legs and bending in nice and deep. Get deeper and deeper with each one. If this feels good, as you start to get deeper, I've laterally rotated out quite large. I'm going to come right down all the way. And I'm just going to rock it left and right. If I don't feel super stable with my hands on the ball, I'm going to place that ball to the front. And I'm just going to start to pivot through my knees, hips, ankles. Again, not invited in the knees and the hips. Stand taller. Just go where you need to go. Spiral that around, give a little push into the hips, maybe stay pushing into one side. So I'm up on the ball of foot, I'm taking my elbow, I'm pushing it into the side of my knee, and the other arm is pushing the other side, and I'm squeezing that to open up my inner thigh muscles a little bit, and then spiral to the other side, and again just push into those hips, open up that inner thigh. You can do this in tall stand or down low. And then bring it to center, slowly drift up, grab that ball on your way up, and roll those shoulders, pull up your pants, and inhale, exhale. Beautiful. So from here, we're just going to reach the ball up to the sky, and we're going to come over to one side. Actively reach one arm more, drop the other, look to the floor, push your pelvis, and bring it back. Push your pelvis, bring it back, doing a little bit more activation into that lateral. And if you can notice, I'm trying to run away from that by sickling my ankle. So I'm going to try and keep that foot strong to the floor, not sickle out. And then hold it there. Take a look to the floor and just stir the pot at the bottom. Draw your abs in, breathe as big as you can. Notice if the top arm is bent. See if you can actively reach it a bit more, get a little more fascia line. Go ahead and stir the other direction. And then we're going to fold down to the floor with that bender ball arm and bring it all the way around to center. Roll and stack in the middle, a little no on the neckline. Switch the ball, reach it actively. Over we go. Put that hand on the hip. And again, there I'm going into my sickle. Slight bent knee, don't sickle your ankles. And just gently press. Notice if there was a difference between your left and right. Push that off to the side very gently. Don't jam it into place. Just glide it from left to right. Then hold it there, actively reaching. Drop that arm. Stir your pot. The zipper is very gentle. Nice, modest little zipper. Inhale nose, exhale mouth. Stir the other direction. And then we're going to fold forward and go right through the center, all the way up, finding our neutral into tall again. Relax those shoulders. We're going to do a little bit more activation in the moving through our mat a little bit. Go ahead and anything in your way, move it out of the way. Have your ball somewhat close. Start at the end of your mat, parallel sits, reach, come around the corner, bend the knees, hips, ankles. If you need to, support yourself. Otherwise, hands towards the floor, flatten the hand and walk it out into your cat. Uncurl the toes and let's just go into our 4-point stance. Let's go into cat-cow. Start at your tailbone, roll your spine, big exhale here. Sit your heel or your booty back to your heels. Reach your arms what feels too far forward. Get that little stretch in there. Big breath. Exhale, come up and rounded angry and go through that into your cow. Peekaboo up to the sky. Nice big inhale. Exhale, drop your tailbone heavy, round your spine, sit it back, reach those fingers forward. Nice big breath here, overreach if you need to, if you feel a little extra stretch. Bring it back up into angry, and then go through your neutral, peekaboo up, nice big breath here. Exhale, push and find yourself in neutral. Let's do a few little sternum drops. So drop through your shoulder blades, press away. Inhale, drop. Exhale, press away. So make sure this one isn't turning into a bending of the elbows. It really is your sternum bone going up and down, and that's going up and down because your shoulder blades are protracting and retracting, pushing away and coming closer to the floor is the action you're looking for. Now push away so you're feeling nice and strong, and let's warm up those toes a bit more. So I've just curled my toes under. I'm just going to turn my back. Watch that you're not sickling out. Again, unless you've got bunions or arthritis, then just be careful with that. And I'm just going to push back into my toes, starting to get more stretch, more flexion in those little toes. And then when we're ready, we're going to stay back there and walk yourself up taller. Bothers the knees, come up higher. Still not a happy place on your toes. Stand up and just use the wall to push against and press into that. So we're squeezing down onto those toes. Beautiful. Grab that ball. We're going to reach it up, slide it behind, tuck our elbows, lift that heart, and then round as you come forward. Now, if we keep the ball in our hands by our head, that's going to pull on that lower back a little bit. If that's too aggressive, bring your hands down and support your position with your hands on your quads. Otherwise, roll the spine back up. Give me thoracic and cervical extension. Big breath here. And then exhale, round the spine. Keep your heels anchored on, or your butt anchored on your heels as you round. And that's getting into kind of like that diamond roll back, that little opening through the lower back. Let's go again. Inhale and lift the heart. Exhale and round. Bring that ball to the floor. Bring yourself up off your heels. Let's do some rounding here. So come around the corner, push that ball. Hands are going to go onto it, and you're going to press away. Drop down into your shoulders here. Uncurl your toes. And just give a little movement here. Now, if this is too narrow for your shoulders, foam roller would be workable. or place your hands and just kind of come forward and backwards, and I'll just sort of demo. I'm coming forward, I'm pressing back. So that ball is quite a narrow position, and in your shoulders that might be quite aggressive. You don't have to go there. Now drop your tailbone heavy, curl your spine, try not to sit back on your booty, pull the ball in, little thigh stretch. Find a nice strong position in your thighs, lean back a little bit, and then come forward. Nice and gentle. Lean back. So this can be done in supported spine or neutral, but you should feel a pull in your quad area. Stuff going on in the knees, if this feels uncomfortable, skip out the leaning back component of this. If you're okay with it, we're going to open the arms and then lift that heart a little bit. Bring the heart back into connection. Pull it forward and go ahead, find that ball, cat-cow. Walk it out or hands on the floor. Stretch that out, drop into the armpits. Feel that little stretch there. Exhale, drop your tailbone heavy. Walk that in. Find your rib hip. And lean back into the torso. If it feels good, lift the heart again. You can open the arms, bring that back into connection, bring it forward. So go ahead and slide that ball a little higher up your inner thigh. So don't put it right in the knees. It ends up being awkward. Just a little higher. Curl the toes. Find yourself pushed away, and let's find our first short plank, you guys. So go ahead and lift an inch. We're in our neutral spine, neutral pelvis. Shoulders are shifting down. Watch your head is not dropping. Look more to the tops of your fingertips and squeeze that ball a little bit with your inner thigh. Let's hold 5, 4. Uncurl that tailbone, you guys. Watch you're not rounded. Now drop the ball out in either child's pose or lift up and find a little play in your down dog. So I'm just going to alternate from left to right, stretching my heel down. Again, I like to hold the sides of my mat so my hands don't slip. That's just a me thing. Prance into that. Then see if you're okay with dropping both heels down and then sinking into your shoulder girdle. If this is difficult, lift the heels, bend the knees. And now deepen into the shoulders. Once we're here, we're going to add a very little gentle poodle wag from left to right. And see if you can get that poodle wag a little bigger in its movement. So I'm dropping my hips to one side, dropping them to the other, and I'm looking from left to right. So if my hips are going to the left, I'm looking to the left. And then bring yourself back up onto the balls of the feet, bring the knees down, and then push back into a wide V, child's pose. Couple nice breaths down here. Inhale, exhale, have your legs quite wide open. My head is just into my forehead's into my hands, and just find your breath here, you guys. Sink back into your hips. One more breath, and then we'll slowly walk that back into your position again. Let's slide that ball in between that high inner thigh again. We're going to do a little thread the needle here for rotation. So I'm going to take that hand coming at an angle to my opposite knee. And I'm going to rotate and reach that hand with palm up as far as I physically can. Then tuck my shoulder down. Once I'm there, if I'm okay, I can reach that arm, anchor it, and get a little more rotation in my spine. Couple big breaths here. It's hard, but try and see if you can get some really big breaths rotating through. And then the hand slowly comes down, push away with power, bring yourself out. Let's thread the needle the other direction. So thread through, try and get that shoulder down there if you're able to. If your shoulder doesn't get down, do not take off the other hand. Reach the hand up, wrap it, try and open yourself into that rotation. Couple really big breaths into your back. Hand comes down, press away with power, and bring yourself back into that neutral. Beautiful. Curl those toes, ball is still in between. I can see a little tail wagging. Kylie, someone's happy. Sorry, lift the knees off. I can just see this little whale tail going wiggle, wiggle in the corner. So let's squeeze that ball between our knees for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big inhale. Let's do it again. Squeezing the ball. 5, 4. Zipper up. 3, 2, 1. Bring those knees down briefly, uncurl the toes, come up and just roll those wrists. Just give those wrists a little roll, back and forth. Give it a little shake out. We're going to go back again and we're going to add some rotation to that lift. So hands in nice and strong, curl those toes, lift an inch. And this time I want you to take your knees and your pelvis off to one side in rotation. Try and keep your shoulders towards the center. Exhale, bring it back to the middle. I find when I bring it back, rotate the other way, I've got to sort of lift my toes off a little bit so that I don't start slipping backwards. So exhale, rotate. Inhale back to center. Exhale, rotate. Push away from that floor, guys. Inhale, center. One more time. Each way, rotate and center. Last time, rotate and center. Drop the ball out, lift. Find that little paddling one more time, you guys. Paddle those feet, curl those toes, get them stretched out. And then I want you to bring yourself into your pouncing cat position. So a long plank with supported spine, and then pounce back and forth. Your ball is just dangling there. You are going to use it right away. Inhale, exhale. Pounce down and come forward. Let's go for 4 and 3. Last 2. On this next pounce forward, drive your right leg all the way to the front. So drive that forward. Grab hold of that bender ball. I keep calling it bender, Pilates ball. And then bring your hips up a little bit. So if you're down here, you've got to lift those hips. Connect into that front leg, turn on that glute and hamstring, and then bring that posture up. You've got your ball. Down and up. So now I'm going to stabilize into that front leg. Add a reach and pull. Reach and pull. Lean into the front leg. If you can go deeper, go ahead. Mine's quite a modest movement. I'm not going very deep. If you have more range, please go ahead. This is where mine is today. Let's go 2 more. And 1. Now hold it in the forward position. Bring your back leg in a little bit. I tapped you in the sternum bone. You stood up tall. Down and up from the sky. Down and up. If you can get that back leg parallel, shin to the floor, go ahead. If you can tap the floor without banging your knee, go ahead. Go 3 more. And 2. Stay in the down. Reach the arms forward. Take the ball into the hand equal to the back leg. And then rotate. Whoop, there I fall over. Rotate bow and arrow. Stay here. Peekaboo farther. Stretch that arm and bring it all the way back. Pull the bow and arrow. Look with your headline. Reach it. Bring it back. One more time. Bow and arrow. Take a peek. Reach it. Bring it back. And slowly bring the knee down. Uncurl the back toe and go back and forth into your hip flexor. Now again, if you can go deeper into the hip flexor, go for it. And then on this one, we're going to stay in the forward. If you don't need the ball, put it down. If you want to use your hands, push forward in the hip, open the chest, reach with one arm. Feels good, reach with both. Still working for you. Push your hips back, grab your foot, then push the hips forward once you've got that hip position. Lift the heart, stretch that out. One more big breath here. Release that out, push your hips back. Front leg, take it out to the side and laterally rotate it. A little bit of gecko, and then push forward into the hip. Once you're here, if you've got the flexibility to go down to your elbows, go ahead. If you've got that range, I'm not. I'm staying higher. Little inhale, exhale. You can push your hand into your elbow. And then if you've got rotation in this position, go ahead and rotate that out. Drop your shoulder away from your ears. Inhale, exhale. So if you're noticing my body, I've got my butt pushed back. That's to stay out of my hip flexor. If you can push that hip forward, go for it. Okay? If you've got that, go right ahead. Nice big breath here. And then de-rotate. Square your body off and push into your hamstrings. So push your hips back here. Point and flex that front foot. Hands can be down on the floor, they can be up above on your quad, or you can have one hand on the ball if you want to bring your chest up a little bit. Couple little inhales, exhales. And then take both hands to the inside of the front leg. Take that leg and bring it all the way around. Now open up the arms so they're a bit more shoulder width distance, and then bring that hip up in the back so we're long here. So from here we're going to circle around. So if you need to, the foot is going to drag on the floor for this circle. Right, so I'm going to show you your first level here without leaning out on your hip. If you're okay, hover that leg as you bring it around, getting a bit more into the booty. Couple things to note as you're doing this. I'm going to turn and face straight on. Tendency will be to lean your stabilizing leg off to one side. I need you to stay straight on top of that leg. So if that means that leg moving around needs to bend, do so. Or it stays on the ground. It does not lift if you're leaning. Yes. Now take that leg and reach it behind you. Square off your hips. Lower, lift. Grab the ball with the opposite hand as to foot. Put it beside you and just put a little bit of weight into that hand. So now I've got opposite arm as to leg. And I'm just holding here. Now if that's a nice challenge, watch your shoulders not dipping. You're going to pick that ball up and hold. I'm still lowering and lifting my back leg. If I'm okay with it, I'm going to reach that out in opposition. Yes, now I'm going to lower and lift both. So there's a few stepping stones. Choose where you feel controlled. Turn on that Miss America sash. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, hold the pulses up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release that down. Let the ball go. Sink back into your child's pose, nice and rounded. Couple inhales, exhales. We're going to go back to the pouncing cat and then drive the opposite leg forward. Nice lug breath here. And then peel it up. Place your hands. Step back with one foot. Small tuck of tailbone to supported spine or neutral. And then step up with the other. You're in your plank. Let's go into our pouncing cats. Back and forth. Inhale, exhale. 5. Remember which leg you drove forward with. You're doing the opposite leg here. 2 more. And 1. Now on this movement forward, so I'm down in my pouncing cat, I'm going to drive my opposite leg forward. If I need to put the knee down to get into position, I can. Otherwise, lift the hips a little higher. Grab that ball, support it on your thigh, and bring yourself up. So my back leg is long and active. From here, I'm going to reach and come through. Press, and then push away and stand tall. Press, and push away. Watch your head's not dropping. It's in line with the rest of your spine. And you're just leaning forward into your lunge. It is a back straight leg lunge. 3 more. And 2. And 1. Now stay slightly leaning forward. Bring your back leg in a bit. I tapped you in the sternum bone, stand tall, reach, and down we come. Down towards the earth. You got it. 5 more. Zipper it up. 4. Use your breath. 3. Last 2. Now stay in the down as deep as you can. Hand with the ball is in the opposite knee that is forward. I'm going to pull the arm first. Take a peek. I sweep under and open and I bring it back. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 2 more. Find your balance point. Go a little deeper if you can. Pull, peek, open, bring it all the way back, and then slowly drift that knee down, uncurl your toe, push that front leg forward a little bit, and just push him back and forth into the hip flexor. So again, I'm really modest on going into the hip flexors. If you want to go deep, go right ahead. Inhale, exhale. Then when it feels good, stay in the front stretch. Ball down or up, it's up to you. Reach one arm, reach both arms, push the hips back, grab the foot, and then go into quad stretch. So for me, again, I'm staying at a hip flexor. If I push my hip back and just grab my foot but lean forward, I'm going to get more quad. I'm staying out of my hip flexor. If I want to get into hip flexors, I would open everything up and push this hip farther forward in that stretch. So you can play there a little bit, right? When you're good, gently come out. And from here, we're going to take that front leg, laterally rotate it. Hands go down if that's invited. If that's too low, you can come up on the ball as well, right? And just press into that little gecko here. Little side shuffle on the hips. And if it feels good, go into rotation where you're going to push out on that leg and then rotate a little bit. If you can drop down to your elbows, please do so, guys. Just kind of listen to where your body will go. Couple little inhales, exhales. And then bring it back to center. Push those hips to the back. Square that front leg off again. And just point and flex through that front foot. Getting into the hamstring now. Untuck the tailbone if you can. Find your breath. Have the ball somewhat close because we're going to do that hand on. Now both hands to the front of the inside of the front leg. Drag that leg all the way around and then post your hands in position. So take a moment to get your hands in shoulder width and that leg reaching away. And so we're watching this leg, right? So do your first one or two of this leg coming around to the side and coming back with your toe on the ground. If that's working for you, you bring that foot off. So it's floating as you're bringing it to the side of your body and pressing it away. Hands are nice and strong and you're pushing away from the floor with power. Go 2 more of those hip movements. Watch you're not leaning out on that hip. And go 1. Now keep that leg actively reaching behind you. Turn your hips down. Get your hands underneath you a bit more. Lower lift that back leg. Shoulders drawn down, pushing away with power. Once you've got it, take your hand and put it on top of that bender ball and keep your hips square. Opposite hand to the leg that is moving. Opposite hand to the leg that is moving. Yes. Once you have that, lift the ball off and turn your palm to face in. Still feels good and you're holding it, you can stretch that arm out. Still feels good, lower lift both the arm and the leg. Turn on the Miss America sash of the hand, pushing into the floor and the opposite knee on the floor. Let's go 4. This gets hard fast. 3, neutral spine, neutral pelvis. Keep breathing. 2, and hold it out there. 5, 4, 3, 2. Pull it all in and just wide pose. Sink back into your hips. Drop your head down to your hands. Little sway from left to right. Inhale, exhale for me, you guys. Bring your hands strong, bring your knees in. Let's lift into our down dog. Prance a little bit there, stretching it out. And then we're going to walk our feet to our hands this time. So walk it in. 4, 3, all the way in towards the front of your mat. Grab your ball at the end there and slowly coast that up. Take the ball into the small of your back. Relax your belly, relax your bum, little lateral rotation. Let everything go and just gently push that ball into the sacrum, lower lumbar area, and open that into just a little bit of Mackenzie. Push that forward. So I'm not extending the rest of my spine. That's just staying forward. I'm just focusing on that lower back here. And then gently pull that back in. And one more little recovery. Push the pelvis forward. Nice big breath. Don't worry about having a Buddha belly. Let that occur. And then bring that back in. Nice wide lateral position. And we're just going to squat down and do a little roll. So come nice and deep. Get that tailbone down. And then bring that right back up. Beautiful. Extend the legs to the corner. If the back is having a hard time sitting tall, put a little prop underneath it. Bend the knees a little bit. Take the ball, put it higher into the inner thigh. So it's just kind of up there and you're just holding it. Reach the arms. Thumbs are up. You're kind of looking in peripheral. Shoulders are down. Let's do our spine twist. Inhale, rotate, sit tall. Inhale, rotate. Inhale, rotate a bit more. Look to the back hand for a little cervical rotation. Exhale, center. Your heels, keep going. 3 movements. And back to center. Your heels are in the middle of the corners of the mat. Try and keep it there. Inhale. Inhale, sit tall. Inhale, look to the back hand. Exhale, center. Last time. Inhale. Inhale. Inhale, look to the back hand. Exhale, center, release that off, roll those shoulders. Rolling like a ball. Sneak your bum towards the front, heels together, toes apart. Slide the ball right up and towards the pubic bone, and let's do 2 or 3 diamond rollbacks just to get warmed up here. Round that lower back hollow of the abdomen. Don't lose your chin in your chest. And then pull it forward. Wiggle here. Try and get your lumbar spine vertical to the earth while you round your thoracic. Nice big breath here. Stack to tall. Again, scoop as you go. Round it to come forward. Give a little pull. Maybe move your insulation from left to right. Big breath there, you guys. Stretch it out. And then round to tall, and we're going to go into our rolling like a ball. The higher the ball goes, not between the inner thigh, but between the calf line and the quad, the higher it goes, the tighter your ball's going to be. The lower, sorry, I lied. The higher, the less intense your ball is going to be. The lower, the more intense your ball will be, the more rounding you need, right? I'm going to bring mine really high so my hips aren't too close into my knees. And then I'm going to inhale as I go back, exhale and balance. Inhale and exhale. Keep it rounded. Initiate the movement by crunching the abdominals a little deeper. Let's go 3 more. And round. Exhale, 2 more. And round. And last one. This time when you go back, stay back. We're going to go back, grab that ball, and unfold. Beautiful. Hands above the head. Knee sway. Knee sway left and right, you guys. We're going to come back up to a sitting position, but we're going to do our toe taps first. If you have your hand weights, you can use them here. Bring yourself back into center. Take that ball, lift your hips, put it into the sacrum. So if I compared my gluteal fold to the ball, it would be a straight vertical line. I'm going to hold neutral. If you're more comfortable in a slightly supported, do so. Traditionally, when the legs are lifted with PAI, we have a supported spine. But if you know you're needing to stay more neutral, find neutral here versus supported. Knee fold one leg, brick wall in front of it. Knee fold the other, another brick wall. Want to work a little harder? Instead of being at 90, I'm going to start farther out, right? From here, start your gentle toe taps. You know how to graduate this one on, you guys. So if you want to and you're ready to go, arms come up. Always more unstable. Still more bang into the rib and shoulder blade stabilization. Arms over the head, but not resting. Still want to go a little farther. I start to kick those legs out. If I'm worried the rib-hip connection's losing, and I'm not sure if I'm maintaining that, middle finger ASI is thumbs ribs, right? If this is working for me, I can keep my legs straight the whole time and just lower and lift like scissor. Choose where you want to go, guys. If I want to make myself more unbalanced, I would move the arms in the same direction as the legs, opposing the over the head in the center positions. Beautiful. Go 3 more. And 2. And 1. Keep everything reaching to the sky. Bent knee to start with. And I'm going to go down for a count of 4, double leg press. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up slow. 4, 3, 2. Working good. You go right to straight legs. 4, 3. Zipper up, zipper up, zipper up as you go farther out. And 4, 3, 2. Feeling good. Scissor legs, but together. 4, so lower lift. 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. 2. Last one harder. Arms over the head. 4, 3, 2. Now hold that hardest position in your body. Hold it for 5. Breathe it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Drag it in slowly. Lovely. Bring the feet down. Pull the ball out a little bit so it almost feels like it's going to go boop out your butt. Bring one leg up, bring the other leg up, and just gently go into that little happy baby. Can't grab your toes, just grab behind your knees. Or if the hip flexors are going, oh my God, you can stretch your legs out in opposition. So few moments here for recovery of whatever directions you need to go. So I've got my legs reached out and I'm just swaying from left to right. Releasing out the hip flexors. The knees could come up and you could do a little knee sway here from left to right. As I do this, I'm letting my one butt cheek touch the ground, but the other butt cheek staying on the ball. And it's giving me a really nice rotation in my spine. If that's where you kind of need to go ahead and join me there. Or if that happy baby's happening for you, stay with that one. Bring one foot down, bring the other foot down. We're going to bring that ball a little higher into the sacrum again, not the lower back, right? I'm not looking for this archy back. Having said that, if you know movement in your spine is lacking in the anterior tilt of the lumbar spine, see where that ball is right now? For me to arch over this direction, especially with a squishy ball, it's actually fabulous for that anterior tilt of the lumbar area. So if you know that that's an area that you struggle with a little bit in the curvature of the spine, sliding that ball in there is not a bad thing, right? Just to hang out there and do a few little folds. If that feels good, please go right ahead. As a gentle recovery, if your body calls for like a Mackenzie extension. Otherwise, we're going to put the ball into the sacrum again. Find a slightly supported spine. Knee fold one, knee fold the other. Cross one leg over top the other gently. Don't drop it into your booty. Have it reaching out. Hands to the floor. And we're just going to unload the ball a bit and then load back on. Switch the legs, little hip lift. Unload. Load back on. Now, if the ball's shifting on you, you're going to have to hold the ball a little bit. So unload and then switch. So here I'm going to unload bigger. So my hip lift is now becoming larger. I'm going to increase the abdominal crunch, send the legs up and over, and then lift those hips a little higher. Yes, I am bearing down into my tricep and elbow muscle. Control. Each time I touch down, I switch legs. Exhale, inhale. Nasty little reverse curl here, you guys. Exhale, inhale. Last one. Exhale, inhale, and release to the floor. Give a little knee sway there just to open it up. And then we're going to lift our hips off the ball. You've got it in your hand. Bring your spine back down. You can use the ball underneath your neck if you want. Stretch out one leg, bring up the other, and let's go into that full rotational stretch. Open that up. Try and get your hip moving away from your rib to open it up. If it feels good and you've got the range, you can grab up by that ankle or by that foot. Now, if that feels too strong on the rotation, great place for the ball to go underneath the knee or underneath the foot, giving that rotation a little bit less aggression because you're supporting it, you're not dropping it quite as far. So if that's quite difficult, go ahead and put that foot up on that ball. Rotate your torso the opposite direction, couple cycles of breath. And then come out of that rotation nice and slow. Nice and slow. It's a big movement for the spine. You're going to be crooked, so reset it. Straighten out the opposite leg, bring up the opposite knee, rotate. The knee can go on the ball if you're using it initially, or you can put it, if you've got more flexibility, on where the foot is. So the medial malleolus now is gently touching down. I'm trying to make distance between my ribs and my hips. I'm rotating in opposition to the direction of my foot. Couple really big inhales, exhales here, guys. One more breath. and then slowly bring that all the way back. Reset, just put the ball between your inner thigh for a second, lift up and reset so that you're in that nice position. Take the ball either between the inner thigh, we're going to go to teasers here, or between the medial malleolus and place the ball down. So either way the feet are down, but either between the knees or the feet. From here we're going to cervical nod, and then we're just going to do a little ab prep first. So I'm just rolling up, bringing my shoulder blades off, pulling my abs in, inhale, keep. Exhale, roll it down. Inhale, cervical nod. Reach the arms slightly off the floor. Exhale, lengthen that up. Nice big inhale here. Exhale, lengthen down. Now, if this is a nice challenge for you today, I need you to stay here. Otherwise, come up to the toes and then drag the feet up. So now I'm in tabletop. I'm going to inhale, cervical nod. I'm going to grab behind my knees. I'm going to use this little pendulum to assist me to roll up. Try to avoid the feet dropping. If you can, keep them now parallel to the earth. And if you're okay, you're going to let go. If you're still okay, you're going to reach those arms a little higher. Now we're going to scoop nice and deep, grab behind the legs if you need to, and roll back down. And then lengthen. Now, if you can keep the feet up the whole time, do so. Cervical nod, grab behind, roll it up. If it feels good, extend the legs. Reach the arms parallel to the legs. Nice strong inhale. If you don't need to use your hands or bend your knees, go ahead and roll down in full teaser. If you need the hands, grab behind. I'm coming down crooked because of the one hip today, so I'm going to keep my hands behind my legs on the way down. Inhale, roll up. My way up seems workable. Maybe my down is not happening. So play here. Nice strong inhale, and then scoop and bring it down. Inhale, cervical nod. Go to the full one if it's working for you in your practice today. Inhale, keep. So keep your legs straight if it feels good. Exhale, bring it down. We've just got one more. Inhale, cervical nod. Big exhale. Bring that up. Keep it here. Grab that ball. Reach the opposite arm. And then lie long on the side of your body. You've got it. Take that ball, roll it down, and put your lateral malleolus on it. Now, if you've got tight QLs, no ball. You could put the ball underneath your hand for stability if you want. Otherwise, reaching both legs, lift lower the top leg only. So we're into those hips, the glute med, glute min, a little bit of TFL action happening there. If you need this hand down, go ahead. If this is really unstable, take your foot off the ball. Now keep it a little higher, the top leg, and circle it. Circle. Remember, if your head can't lie nicely on your own arm because of shoulder issues, arm is forward and the ball can be underneath your head or a couple pillows. Go ahead and circle the other way. ASI is facing the side of the wall, and you're finding that glute med, glute min. Now take this top leg and drop it behind the other leg. Roll your foot forward on the ball. Grab the ball between both feet, spin, and now it's in the center. Lift lower for doubles. Lift, lower. Zip up those abs, lift, lower. So both legs lifting, both legs lowering. Side leg lifts series 3. Actually, side leg lift series. No. Doubles is 1, believe it or not. Circles is 2. Go 2 more. And 1. Hold it up there, reaching. We're going to reach back up into that nasty teaser, guys. So we're going to come around the corner into our teaser. We're going to hold nice and strong here. Grab behind the legs or not. Roll it all the way down. Grab that ball. Grab that ball. Roll it up. And we're just going to flip into mermaid here on this side. And then we're going to do the whole side line. We're not going to do another set of teasers in the middle. Teasers are a bilateral movement. We don't need to repeat those. So from here, the ball can just kind of be wherever you're not going to lose it. Rotate your spine. And then let's go ahead and dip down and up. Down and up. That's kind of nasty on the wrist. I'm not going to choose that. The ball can just be in the hand. That's free mobilizing. And then you can start to extend that leg. Keep your spine lengthened here. So the tendency as you reach out here in this position is to round. Think of keeping long, quite neutral, quite neutral. On the way up, you're welcome to lift to a little extra extension. Let's go 3 more. Zipper those abs. And go 2. Don't drop the head. It's in line with the spine. Last one. Stay in the up. Bring that arm through and bring your legs all the way around. So we're not doing teaser on the other side. Again, bilateral movement. We don't need to repeat it. Get that. Oh, no, I just spun the wrong direction. Spin. Foot goes on, lateral malleolus. Reach it out. Lie yourself nice and long and lift and lower. So it's coming straight out from the hip socket, finding the glute med, glute min. If you need to, you can kind of put a pad underneath the head. I'd prefer you not to be here with your neckline. The neck now is no longer in a nice long lengthened position. It's not neutral with the rest of the spine. It's laterally flexed. And I'd like it to be neutral. Hand can come off if you're feeling more balanced. And then start your circles. So realize if I start bringing that ball higher up the knee, that actually is more unstable because my legs are even higher off the floor. So that lateral malleolus at the very end is actually easier to stabilize than higher up. So you're welcome to intensify by bringing it higher up. Circles, nice and slow. Zipper up. This is just a dumbass side for me in every way today. So if you find you've got a side that you're just struggling with, slow down your movement. It's not about the speed. It's about keeping everything stable. So the distance between the ribs and the hips, middle finger ASI is thumbs on the rib. This isn't changing as I make circles with my leg. Go ahead and circle the other direction. So the circles on this side just became really small for me. You're actively reaching energy into your bottom leg. That top leg is going to go behind. The bottom leg is going to come forward. You're going to trap that ball, spin it around. Side leg lift series 1 actually is a lift and lower. You're going to feel your bottom inner thigh now active. If you need your hand down, go ahead. Let's go 4, 3, zipper up nice and strong, 2, and 1. And then we're going to actively reach. We're going to roll into that teaser position. You can come all the way up. Nice and strong here. Hold for a moment. Legs can be straight. Grab that ball. And we're going to spin into our mermaid. Make sure you spin into the different direction from last time. Right? Usually we spin the opposite direction coming out. We didn't this day. But just make sure you're going opposite. Rotate. And then down and up. Lift that heart. As soon as that feels good, you could actively reach that back leg. You could add a little extension as you come up or not. If you've got it in you, when you come up, I could leave my back leg stretching long. I can't, but if it feels good to keep that back leg stretching long, go right ahead. For me, that's just getting too much into my hip flexor. Yeah, Lisa, that looks lovely. Go 3 more. And go 2. Just listen to your body, guys. Last one. On the 1, we're going to bring it all the way out, and we're going to spin onto our bellies. All the way down onto the bellies. Rotate 3. And just hold that ball or just place it in front of you. Let your head go down to the floor. I'm folding it into my hands. I'm going to wiggle my tailbone from left to right. I'm relaxing off my belly. Go Buddha belly. I'm not really worried about where my legs are right now. I haven't purposely placed them. They're just reaching away. From here, we're going to go into either half swan 1, or if you know your body needs a little bit of Mackenzie, you're going into a floppy push-up. So I'm going to go floppy the first 1 or 2. Lateral rotation of hips, legs reaching equally into the corners of the mat. And I'm going to leave my abs released out, my belly released out, and I'm just coming up to my elbows. Half swan, elbows stay down. And then slowly bring it down. 1 more time, relaxed out if you're choosing to do the relaxed one. Nice big breath in. Bring it down. So swan dive, again, I'm going to go floppy still on the first one and come up a little higher, leaving my pubic bone down, allowing the movement to occur into the spine a bit more. And then bring it down. On this next one, I'm going to connect. So I'm zippering up, but I'm not zippering up so tight. And I'm just going to show you the difference. If I over zipper, I'm just going to do a push-up. And if you look at my spine, if I really pull the abs in, I'm literally just doing a push-up. I'm not doing extension. So when you come up, engage the abdominals gently, gently, so that you're actually getting extension occurring in your spine. And then bring that down. So it is still swan dive. I'm still pushing up. If you want to stay at half swan, please do so. But I'm feeling a little more connected in this. I have more activation in the legs. And bring it down. So glider 2. I'm going to look off one direction. The opposite heel comes into the tush. Shoulders drawn down. And lengthen. And then the opposite direction to that. So those doing their certification realize that glider 2 is a silks movement. It actually is not in our books anywhere. It just feels good. Hold it in the down. Let's take this to our breaststroke. So we're going to lift up into our elbows and slide the ball into our xiphoid process. Again, has to be a squishy ball. Don't shove a hard ball into your xiphoid, right? That's a position of a bone that is kind of soft in its area or its connection. From here, I'm going to start in half swan position. Shoulders are drawn down, abs are drawn in, glutes are engaged. I'm going to reach the arms forward, thumbs are up, into a wide V as I dive forward into the floor with my forehead. My fingers are going to come around, pinkies come to my thighs, I extend. If I'm okay, I'm going to lift the legs, pull the belly, and I'm going to lengthen. Thumbs to shoulders is still that same breath. Exhale, dive. Inhale, swim the arms to the legs, bring the thumbs to the shoulders. Exhale and dive. 4 more. Reach. Now, if that reaching of the legs is bothering you, keep the legs down. Exhale down. If it feels good, but it's kind of getting that lower back a little bit, squeeze your glutes a bit more, lift your abs up a little deeper, and think of straightening the legs a little more, a little less straight into the back. Let's do one more, and then we're going to stay in the extension here. Stay in the extension, lower your legs, but straighten them fully. So if I bend my knees, you're going to see the difference. Here's bent knees and my back just swayed. If I activate my legs, and I think more back muscles lifting, right? That's where I want to be. Now push into my arms as I reach my palms to the sky, but my belly is pulled in. Remember, if this is aggressive, move the ball farther forward on the xiphoid process so that extension is not as deep, or get rid of the ball consistently through the whole thing. Go 2 more. Now hold the arms actively reaching, pull your abs in deep, hold the legs actively reaching, and think of taking your shoulders, roll them back and lift that heart a bit more. Let's hold for 5, 4, breathe it, 3, 2, 1, release. Pretzel pose. I'm going to take one hand, I don't care which one. I'm going to fold it with my palm up right through the front of where my ball is. Second hand. Right through that one. Oh, so I've pretzeled my upper torso. Curl your toes. Push your body forward a little bit so that your head can dangle down to the floor and you're stretching out the nasty posterior portion of your shoulders. Couple good inhales, exhales, and then once you're here, you can let those toes go. If this is hard on your head, block it. Put a block underneath it. Belly is released, booty is released. It's just a pretzel. Really big breaths. 2 more. 1 more big breath. Now I'm going to pull my hand that's most in front out. Pull the other arm out, so now they're just kind of in the front of me. Switch which arm is on top. Thread that needle. I like palm up versus palm down. Thread the other arm. When you thread, you can turn your palm down and inchworm your fingers and then go palm up. Ooh, And then push forward with your toes a little bit so you feel that front of the deltoid getting stretched right out. And again, drop your head down. Relax your abs off. Couple really good breaths into your shoulders here, guys. 2 more breaths. 1 more big breath. And then lift up through your extensors. Pull that one arm out. Pull the other arm out. Press your hands. Push back into a wide stance child pose. Want your forehead to drop to your ball, go ahead. I find this quite lovely to rest. If you can get your head all the way down, it'll cause more rounding or flexion in the spine. Fair game. If your spine invites it, allow more. Couple deep inhales, exhales into that position. Now, I'm putting a bit of pressure into my elbows and I'm lifting my head a little bit off. I'm looking to my pubic bone and I'm just going to give a little no on my headline. So it's kind of inverted. If I need to, I can come up here more and just kind of move through my neck. Now I'm going to do a little yes in my neckline. So my head is not on the ground. It's suspended. A little no. And then I'm going to slowly stack up. Move that ball out of the way. Find your feet nice and strong, your hands nice and strong. Up we go, prancing into that down dog again. Inhale, exhale. We just did a really good stretch on the shoulders, and we've also gotten to extension. See if your down dog will now go deeper. It won't be on the lower half, it won't be on the heels and the hamstrings, but maybe the shoulders. So take the heels and the hamstrings out of the equation by lifting the heels and bending the knees, and then drop into the shoulder girdle. Oh, mine's going farther. If you can get the heels down, go ahead. Deepen into this. Again, if you feel like you're going to slip, hold on to your mat. 1 more big breath. Come out of your shoulder stretch. Walk your hands to your feet in 4, 3, all the way in on 2 and 1. If ragdoll unsupported is in your practice, go ahead. I like ragdoll supported with my head dangling. I'm looking through my legs so my head is totally inverted. Slowly peel vertebrae by vertebrae, bringing it back up to tall. Ooh. Roll those shoulders. Take your thumbs into your PSIS. Relax off your belly. Don't extend the upper thoracic and cervical or thoracic and cervical. Just that lower part pushing out. Relax it. Nice big breath here. Inviting that anterior tilt into our spine. Slowly bringing it back into neutral. Give a few little wiggles. And let's take a finishing breath, guys. Inhale, lift the heart. Hopefully you can get more lift of your heart now. Exhale, hands down center heart. Little no in the neckline. Go the opposite direction. Open. Bring it all the way around. Hopefully you can take a bigger breath. And we are done.